Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. So, day 2 of the LCS lock-in tournament is in the books. We got through all the games. There were some crazy ones, some more crazy upsets, some huge plays, some, expected results, some not so expected results. Teams looking great one game, terrible the next, terrible one game, amazing the next. Really, really weird stuff. But one of the craziest and most exciting games of the day was Golden Guardians and TSM. And in this video today, we're going to be breaking that game down, talking about what happened in the game, and then what our takeaways are going forward in the future. Because right now, myself and a lot of people are in a weird position with both of these teams where we don't exactly know what to make of it. So hopefully I can kind of give my thoughts and opinions, and we can get some thoughts and opinions from you guys as well. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you're not already subscribed, click that subscribe button really quick. I'm going to give you a second. Now's your chance. It's fast, it's free, it's easy. It helps you guys stay up to date on all my latest content. And I think that 75% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So the stats say that you're probably not subscribed, and you can help me out by clicking that button real quick. I think we recently just hit 6K subscribers. So hey, let's see how fast we can hit 7. Drop a like on this video if you do enjoy it or just want to support my channel, because it helps me out a ton getting my videos out, just with people more and more. The YouTube algorithm, it helps me out a ton. With that being said, here we go, talking about TSM and Golden Guardian. So headed into the day, as you can see here in this tweet, as it says, TSM's 0-1, Golden Guardians 1-0. TSM was coming off a loss to 100 Thieves, but I, personally was forgiving that loss. Yes, TSM's draft was horrible. TSM looked horrible, but it was okay because 100 Thieves was a good team. 100 Thieves is this team that had a bunch of pieces returning from last year. They were going to get out of the gates hot. They have FBI, Someday, Closer, a good team. Yes, it sucked to watch TSM look like that, but whatever. And then Golden Guardians, some people were, had them as the worst ranked team coming into all this, but they looked pretty good against CLG. But again, it was CLG. They had 2 subs. How much credit do you give Golden Guardians for that win? How much do you shit on TSM for that loss? It was hard to tell, but this game was going to tell us a lot about both of these teams, what was going to happen. So we get into the beginning of this game. First of all, I guess we can take a look at the team comps. This is probably going to be really, really low quality. I think if I let it play for a couple seconds, we can hopefully get to a better quality. All right, so we can get to a better quality. Hopefully we can see the team's comps and everything. TSM is running a very, very similar comp to yesterday. They have the Gnar in the top lane. They have the Orianna. They have a power farming jungler in the Nidalee. And they have Jhin and Alistar in the bot lane. And then TSM is playing against a very similar comp with the Taliyah jungle that got first picked. 2 CC heavy laners in Camille and Galio that can set up the Taliyah really, really well. And then Kalista and Thresh in the bot lane. So this is a comp that gave TSM a lot of trouble yesterday. This is a comp that TSM didn't play very well yesterday. And Bjergsen tweeted out that he got hard draft diffed, and it was super, super weird that they're just running back the same draft. If they actually believe they got draft diffed hard yesterday, how are they running back a very, 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 very similar comp? And unfortunately for TSM, they picked the same comp, and things played out very, very similarly in the early game as well. This first clip is 9 minutes into the game where, something that concerns me is that TSM has been saying, oh, we're going to play this LPL style. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to play balls to the wall. And yesterday they started out really slow. And in this game today, 9 minutes in, there's still no kills for either side, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But we can watch this play out. This is right after Golden Guardians gets a Rift Herald play. Huni gets aggressive, ults Niles into the wall, the Camille ult, the Galio ult on top of that comes in, Taliyah wall comes in, so much just semi-global stuff comes in. He ends up dying because he didn't have his flash. He had ended up trading flashes with Niles earlier. So yeah, Huni gets hard punished. He gives up first blood. This is starting out very, very similar to yesterday's game again for TSM, where against 100 Thieves, they started out really slow. They give up first blood in kind of a weird fight. Huni's dying early on Gnar, kind of falling behind. At that point, I believe Huni was already down 20 CS. So Golden Guardians looking good at the beginning. They look to make a play. They use the Camille Galio combo really, really well. Taliyah roams up 2. Everybody gets involved, and they set Huni behind early. And then obviously Camille is going to outscale the Gnar really, really heavily in those side lanes. So getting Niles ahead early was going to be great. But, Niles is a young, inexperienced guy. It's not going to be easy for him to carry, but yeah, they end up continuing this lead until 20 minutes into the game, where they decide to go for a Baron. It's actually 23 minutes in the game. They're up 6-0. Again, 23 minutes in. TSM still has no kills. They've showed almost no signs of life at this point. But Golden Guardians decides to go for a Baron. Spica is able to get into the pit. Golden Guardians looks like they kind of really don't know what's going on, and Spica is able to smite that one away. They get the Orianna ult from PoE onto the Baron, and then Spica smites it away, which is crazy because Golden Guardians here has Talia with smite. They also have Kalista as well, and man, if you lose a Baron when you have Kalista on your team, and like Kalista is there. Kalista is, you can see she's right here. She's in the Baron pit. And then Iconic's in the Baron pit too. And to give that Baron away was really, really sloppy for Golden Guardians. They went from having a 7k gold lead to TSM bringing the game all the way back to even, which was just obviously a really, really huge throw for Golden Guardians. So TSM looked terrible. Golden Guardians was really dominating them. Again, 7k gold lead at 20 minutes. That's absolutely smashing them. But that Baron throw, you know, a young, inexperienced Golden Guardians team, they give up that Baron, and then TSM is able to come back into the game. They have some decent scaling with their Orianna, obviously, and then their Jhin was able to come back into the game a little bit too. A lot of good things happening for TSM. They were able to get a big, big gold lead with that Baron, or make up a big gold deficit with that Baron. And then it ends up, this game drags out. It's 11-6, but gold is dead even 36 minutes into the game when this really, really massive team fight breaks out. And really the play of the game is made here. As you can see, Niles tries to dive in onto the back line, and the clip is so low quality, it doesn't really get better until a couple minutes in, but Huni with the massive Gnar ults Camille into the wall out of her jump, and then they're able to just kill Niles, which is such a big play because Niles is so fed on this Camille at this point. He's doing so much damage, and they're able to get the ace. They're able to win the game off this play. So it was really weird. TSM looked bad early, just like yesterday. They looked passive. They didn't really do anything in the early game, and they just kind of rolled over and lost. And they should have lost. You know, if you're down 7k at 20 minutes and it comes down to a miracle Baron steal against a Kalista, which is almost never going to happen, then that's a game you're usually going to lose. And, you know, against a better team or just a team that's executing more properly, or even just if they ran that back against Golden Guardians again, TSM probably doesn't steal that Baron. Again, Spica is very, very good at smite fights and stuff like that. But, you know, that's just not going to happen very often. You know, TSM had a lot of the same problems yesterday. I think they had a bad draft because, again, they even admitted that they got draft diffed. I mean, Bjergsen even tweeted out that it was a bad draft, and they literally ran back not the exact same champions, obviously, but very, very similar comps from red side against blue side again. A lot of the same things happened. But there were some better things. I mean, but also on the bad side, Huni kind of got diffed again by Niles, which is not a great look. This guy coming out of college. Huni did make a big play to kind of win the game for him. Sword Art did look really, really good in this game, actually. He went 0-4-3. We can look up the final score lines. He went 0-4-3 on the Alistar. That doesn't look so great, but he had a couple big plays, and he caught Niles out in the bot lane late in the game where Niles tried to jump away with his E, and Sword Art W'd him. And then we got the second part of the Camille E. Sword Art kept the Alistar Q to knock him up and catch him out, and that was really something that, honestly, in my opinion, that was the play of the game for TSM. But the play where Huni Gnar ults Niles into the wall was really, really great too. So Niles has been looking good so far, but again, a young and experienced player kind of making those solo queue-esque plays where, yeah, he's able to carry some games, but he gets caught out kind of and makes a bad decision too. So in the end, I thought this game was going to tell us a lot about Golden Guardians, a lot about TSM, but man, it really still didn't, because TSM looked horrible, but they end up winning, and Golden Guardians looked pretty good, but they end up losing to a team that played terrible in TSM. So it's like, man, how bad is TSM? How good is Golden Guardians? You know, I really still don't know about either of these teams. I mean, Huni has looked good and bad. Spica has looked good and bad. Power of Evil, I mean, has kind of been solid. Like in this game, he went 4-2-7. He had a pretty big CS lead over Galio, which was good, but I'm like thinking back in this game, I'm not remembering like a certain play where I'm like, oh, Power of Evil like really stood out to me there. Lost had a good game, 4-1-5. He never really got caught out, never really had any too terrible of deaths. Spica was solid. It seemed like he was always landing Nidalee Spears and stuff, but you know, Huni, I think, needs to get a little bit better. Maybe we need to get him off of this Gnar pick. Maybe this isn't working out so far, but again, every player on TSM had some shining moments, but it was all after 25. It was all after 25 minutes, really. And if Golden Guardians would have just gotten that Baron and could have snowballed the game out of control, TSM would have even have never had those chances to make these big plays. And that's like what 100 Thieves did. They got the lead and they just starved out TSM, and that's what good teams are going to do. So TSM needs to find a better way, whether it's through draft or just proactivity, shot calling, and playmaking to get something done pre-25 minutes in the game. There's 2 games in a row where they've literally done nothing. I think pre-20 minutes so far, 2 games in the season, they have 1 kill. They have 1 kill, and it was a fight that they lost, like traded 1 for 2. So it wasn't even a good fight. It's not like they made one single play to get their kill. They have no direction in the early game, no direction in the mid game. They have no coordination. It's like 1 guy's going in, 2 guys are going out, and 1 guy's like leaving. I mean, it looks bad. It looks absolutely terrible. And again, this is a TSM team that started scrimming early, got together, started practicing early. This should be one of the more coordinated teams at this point. Yes, it is early in the season. Yes, it's not time to overreact, but man, this did not look good. And TSM now plays CLG tomorrow, and if they play like this against CLG, they're going to lose to CLG, and that is going to be embarrassing. But again, on the side of Golden Guardians, a lot of stuff to be excited about. Blaze Olive has been looking solid. Niles has been very, very aggressive and solid as well. Stixay's kind of having a little bit of a, like a regeneration. Newbie, I did not think looked great on the Thresh this game. He went 0-2-7, but I don't think he really played a big factor in it. And then Iconic with a big Talia game. Talia, I think, is pretty busted, and TSM's given it away twice and kind of gotten punished for it. So we'll see how it goes. There's still a lot of games left to be played. TSM still has to play Team Liquid and CLG. Golden Guardian still has to play Team Liquid, and I can't remember the other team that they still haven't played yet. But there's going to be there's still a lot of League of Legends to be played in this tournament. Obviously, both teams should make it out of this group, so they'll at least get a best of 3 as well. So there's a ton more practice. We're going to get to see these teams a lot more. We're going to get a lot more of these questions answered. But man, I thought we'd find out if TSM was bad today or if Golden Guardians was good. And really, I'm leaving this game still with a ton of questions to be answered. But TSM, if they beat CLG tomorrow, maybe they're getting things on the right track. Golden Guardians, if they beat TL tomorrow, they're legit. But if they lose to TL, maybe they're coming back down to earth. But, man, Lock-In has been crazy so far. So many awesome games, so many awesome moments. But, again, just so many questions left to be answered. Because as soon as we think we've figured out a team, they do the opposite the next game. It's really crazy, but that's the fun of it, and that's why we love League of Legends. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about these teams? Do you think Team Liquid, or not Team Liquid, do you think TSM is good? Do you think they're bad? Do you think Golden Guardians is good? Do you think they're bad? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about in today's video. Subscribe to stay updated on the latest content. Let's hit 7K. Come on, let's just do it. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.